On this ijdm, we take another look at the TCL Roku TV and a new problem that these TVs have.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
Okay, let's get started. First of all, this is going to be kind of a frustration venting for me, so excuse my demeanor on this one. This kind of thing just frustrates the heck out of me. It's like you have it working fine, but then we got to do a firmware update and add a feature that's upgrading your TV, which is really downgrading it. And with this TV, luckily it did not actually update yet, and it will. You have no control over it. But what happens is basically if you see this channel guide, and I'm talking about the live TV option that's built into these TVs, this guide, as you're seeing it right now, is nearly to perfection. They designed it right, they did it right, but there is a problem with the new one, which I'm going to show you by going into another room. Now, I want you to keep in mind with this TV, it hasn't updated. I don't have antenna connected to it. So what's going to happen is when I get to the end of the streaming TV section, it's going to just basically jump right to the highest channels that are available on streaming. Where with the antenna before, it would basically jump from, like, say if I'm at 13.1 and then it would jump to the music stations. So the idea is if I'm watching my news and then I want to go ahead and my news is done, I want to listen to some music and chill out, then I can go to my music channels. Perfect. It stays on all channels mode. That's what I want it to do. I don't want it to automatically switch to something else. So as you can see, it says all channels here, and it's all my channels. Whether I go through backward or forward, it's always going to show all of the channels. Now, granted, there's a lot of channels, and it's a lot to scroll through. And you can obviously manage the channels, and by going over into the thing, hitting that, and you can actually hide channels and ones you don't want there. You can do all that kind of sort of thing. So you can edit them. But yeah, okay, it takes a while to cycle through. That's where your favorite channels option comes in and so forth. And as you can see, I'm going relatively fast here. And this TV is about a 2-year-old, maybe going on 3-year-old TV, but it still runs perfectly fine for me. So I don't want to upgrade it. And this has nothing to do with the TV itself. It has nothing to do with the model or what year it came out with. This affects all TCL Roku TVs and probably the Hisense and other brands that have this Roku built into them. And you can see as I went from all the way there and then back to the lower tier, it jumps through, stays on all channels. Perfect. Okay, let's jump to the other TV with the latest firmware update, or I should say downgrade, and see what the heck they did, and then you wonder why this company is losing money and having financial issues right now. It's because of stupid stuff I'm about to show you right now. All right, we went from the TV that did not have the latest firmware update and to my TV that the firmware already automatically updated. So let's take a look at that live TV app once again. Keep in mind this one does have an antenna connected to it, so the other channels are going to appear, as you'll see in a moment. One of the other things I wanted to show you is how bright these menus are. Roku, you need to fix this. There's no reason for the backlight to jump to 100% when you go back to the main menu. Those white icons and that backlight so bright at night, I mean, it just blinds you. I'm not landing aircraft in my bedroom at night. I just want to watch TV without burning out my retinas. So they need an option to turn it down. And as you can see in TV picture settings, I do have it set on the darkest setting, but I'm sorry, it's not dark enough for when you have the TV on late at night, you get a little insomnia and want to watch a program, and you turn on the TV and you're just blasted with this brightness. But I'm not sure if you can see it, but when you do go into a certain app, it does dim the backlight down, and it's almost discernible, but it is there. You can actually see the backlight dimming in and out, or sometimes just jumping to a darker form. So here we are back at the guide, and the first thing you can see on this side is it's got a new little menu thing. And to most people, like, this is great, I love it. I can jump around and I can go over here and do all channels, recents, favorites, subscribe, news, sports, on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine and dandy, but the problem is that should be when you go over there and select that, then that's the mode it stays in. But instead, the way they did this Doesn't make sense. It makes zero sense that if I'm watching my news, say on 13.1 or 18.1 or whatever channel, 10.1, that news ends, like I showed you on the other TV, and then I want to go to my music channels, well, it jumps from all channels to the Spanish channels. I don't want it to do that. That doesn't make any sense to me. It's like it's automatically telling itself, like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and go to the next one down. It shouldn't do that. When it's on all channels, it should stay on all channels. While I scroll up or down and reach the end of the menu or the beginning of the menu again, it shouldn't jump to the next category. And likewise, like I said, when I showed it the other way around, when you get to the upper tiers into the 1000s, and I am doing the full scroll through because it better shows what I'm trying to tell you, is you see what just happened there. It goes from all channels to recents to favorites to subscribe to news. It's like, why is it changing automatically? I don't want it to do that. If I wanted to go to that category, I would select it. So it seems like it's trying to be too smart for you, but yet it's making you frustrated. This option doesn't make sense. Two fixes for it is, one, if I select this, if I select something on it, then fine, okay, it goes to that mode and stays in that mode. But it shouldn't cycle through when you're just scrolling through like that. That to me is definitely it's wrong. It doesn't make any sense that I can see. Another option is to have it so you can shut it completely off. That would be nice, where you could just hit your star button where you go into your advanced functions sometimes. Am I hitting star? Well, sometimes. Let's just go to another channel and try that again. It's ijdm. Something always happens. So there's your channel options. So instead of hide, how about offer an option, hide quick menu or quick thing, so you can have it back like the other TV? Because to me, it makes it look too jumbled with this thing over here. It's not my thing. Some people may love it, like I said, but to me, this doesn't make sense. It should be a selectable thing. It shouldn't automatically switch to another category of channels when you don't want it to. I mean, even on other apps that I have that have streaming services and antenna, whatever, it doesn't do this. This just to me seems like something they messed up and didn't think it through when they did it. But that is my rant for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and please, if you have a comment, you have the same frustration, let us know. Please contact Roku. Let them know, hey, this is the reason why you're losing money. They fixed this. It's the same issue they recently had with the channel guide and some of the things not appearing correctly, which comes and goes as of lately. But it is what it is on some of this stuff. But I mean, test your firmware before releasing it to the public. Test all the functions, because I mean, not all of us want to be beta testers. It just doesn't make sense. We'll see you next time on ijdm. Be sure to subscribe.